am I secretly? I'm not secretly listening to music you can't hear. I actively am. For the longest time, I just didn't listen to music, but ever since I started, it's way better for me. But you know, I'm also not trying to risk my career getting DMCA'd. I'm glad we still have the Nexus in the sideboard. Game one, oops. Game one against Mill is like basically unwinnable. But games 2 and 3 are kind of fine when you have Nexus. I think I'm gonna fetch on my turn. Just like if they draw a trap for their turn, they can't cast it. I am Ecstasy. I am. One Terminus, please. I'd like to draw one Terminus. Milled over a Terminus, so we could Mystic Sanctuary it back, potentially. They might just, like, surgical it right now, I guess. I got the haircut like Kuiko, but thank you, Salty. Thank you, Salty. Pathing a Hedron Crab is usually not a good plan. I think I'll put it just built to 6. Yeah. They play the Grave tapped. Yeah, I may be on the Steal the Crab game plan. We'll see. Honestly, it's maybe even better just like scoop to Mill game 1. Mill is such a hard matchup. Are you listening to music or just 2016 vines on repeat? No comment. No comment.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Timo J, 6 months in a row, mill him out. Hell yeah. Thanks, buddy. GG's, Panda. Sorry for the boil. I mean, 4 mana to win the game is a pretty good card to be playing. They surgical my Archmage's charms, and they get one. Feels bad. I feel so dead right now. I'm just having a hard time envisioning how we're gonna win now that we've drawn the Entreat. Hey Panda, I saw that. I know that the red-green list is playing Bolt. What do you think of Galvanic Blast instead of Bolt? Do you think that that's better? I kind of think it might be. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna Omen in their upkeep. No, never mind. I'm gonna hardcast Force on their Glimpse, and then I'm gonna Mystic Sanctuary back Terminus next turn. Yeah, I think it might be better. There also like aren't that many like just 3 toughness guys. Okay, I guess I want to play around them drawing a trap for turn again. Fuck. Try for a Terminus now. It's our turn. We've already drawn a card. We still have 30 cards in our library. If we draw a Jace, we have a decent chance of winning with Entreat here. We could have done it in their upkeep. I was fetching on my turn to play around them drawing Mindbreak Trap on their turn. But of course, there's a conversation to be had. We still have 3 Jace in our deck. In our 24 card deck. We're not unlikely at all to find one off of this Omen. Maybe we're actually in just okay shape. Although it's going to be kind of hard to Miracle Entreat against these Ruin Crabs. Yeah, I mean, like, whichever trap it is, that's the one we're playing around. Alright, there could be bees in it. There might not be bees. We don't know. Alright, no miracles left in the deck. Let's keep the Fun Raveler. less. Pass. Fetch land would be the worst case scenario. Need to find a Jace. We still have all 3 Jace in the deck. Guess I'll keep that. Maybe we are going to win. I don't know. We probably just can't beat a fetch land. Maybe we'll draw another path and just path both crabs. I'll let this resolve. We still have Mystic Sanctuaries in the deck, which we're like pretty likely to find. And Force has a lot of value, I think. Okay, I'm gonna plus, I think. They've got a lot of bad draws here. Yeah, they can draw that. That way we just know they're not drawing a fetch land, and maybe we get to counterbalance it, and if we don't, we'll force. Is there any other mode? Not really. Condemn on top. Maybe the worst card in the matchup. Alright, let's try to set up for a Miracle Entreat. What 3-drops do they have? I don't think they have any. I'm going to do this in their upkeep to play around a fetch land. Sometimes, yeah, it could, bridge doesn't matter, but you are right. I guess they could have Ashiok. Also, I think it's better to have a 1 on top, yeah. But also surgical doesn't matter because we have a you know, Teferi in play. But this, you know, maybe they're holding like a push or something. It's pretty good to win game 1 against Mill because you're just pretty favored in games 2 and 3 with a Nexus in your deck. Oh, this is only 3 Angels. That was 4. We didn't have a 2 to put on top because we needed the Omen to Miracle. And 1 turned out to be the right number anyways, I guess. I'm gonna plus? I'm gonna plus. Teferi doesn't let them cast that. I mean, also us killing them doesn't let us cast the Shelldeck Isle. Last spell. But yeah, I know. We know they're drawing a land, so and then we're fine with them drawing this, but we might as well path. We are dead, I suppose, if their last card is exactly a 2-mana mill spell, and we don't have a 2 on top with the Omen. Okay. Really, really tough to beat mill game 1. It's so game 2 is just so much more relaxing. Okay, the 1-mana removal spells are bad. I probably want to play like maybe 2 Terminus. Maybe that's not even that good. Is Tails End good? Counters Ashiok, which they probably play. Counters fetch lands. They won. 3 Terminus. Purge is probably fine. Get a second Tails End in there. Guy's Blessing is legal in Modern, but I think Nexus is better. Okay, this hand's good because all that really matters is having a Teferi or Jace in play, or an Angel token, and then getting to 7 lands. I'm gonna fetch on my turn just again to play around them drawing a trap. What is Mill playing over Luris? Usually Ashiok. This is bad. Didn't even reveal the Nexus once. Good morning, Lamp. Well, things are looking bad. They have 6 checked me. So frustrating. This middle level, yeah, they sometimes play Mikikoro. It's a land that makes both players draw. You don't think mill is a big enough portion of the meta to play it? I think that's probably true. However, mill is a really bad matchup, and I also do like Nexus against the Uro decks. I think Nexus is not only for the mill matchup. Why is Purge and Ashiok? We got a lot of bad cards in the matchup. Keeping this. Teferi does stop Archive Trap, but I do think it's better to just fetch now. I know we've gotten burned by it last game, but you know it's unlikely that we can get a white source into play without fetching. So just like now, any trap they draw from this point on is going to be dead, and this time they don't have to. Have I been liking Miracles or Bant Ephemerate Control, or maybe Mono Blue Chan? I've been liking maybe Bants more, and I might play it tomorrow at the challenge. We'll see. It's kind of close. I don't like Mono Blue Tron very much, but people keep paying me to play it, and I usually have a good time. But I'm just not smart enough to play Bluetron. Someone messaged me. I was playing against them kind of recently, and they're like, "I hope you're not playing Mono Blue Tron." And I wasn't streaming or anything. I'm like, was it really worth? Was it really worth the 2 donos to be known as the Bluetron player? Yeah, I'm just not good enough to draw the random 1-ofs at the perfect spot at the perfect times. Yeah, I'm not smart enough to play Tron, which is why I just have to blind flip in order to find success in Modern. I just have to blind flip with Counterbalance. It's the only thing I have going for me. It's the only thing I know. Old dogs can't learn new tricks. Does the Jeskai Wildfire deck have a bad matchup against Counterbalance? I think it does. Though it's kind of close, like you both have kind of dead top decks, or sort of dead removal spells. But the Miracles removal spells are more alive because Jeskai plays Shark Typhoon and Miracles plays the actual no creatures, and the burn plan just isn't that good. It's not, horrendous, I guess. I'm gonna not top this. No, I will top this. This just is a shield against Hedron Crab. Pretty okay if they surgical this, and they decide it's not worth surgicaling. I'm gonna hold this to pitch to 4s. Win is Redtron so you can main deck Blood Moons. Maybe Blood Suns. I remember people like Blood Sun is gonna make Tron great. It's gonna make Green Red Tron the best deck again. And as we all remember, that's exactly what happened. Green Red Tron was the best deck in Modern for a long time. As we all remember. I think I'm not jamming Jace here. Surgical Omen. Let's see what's on top. Polluted Delta. Why not play second Counterbalance? I'm holding it to pitch to Force of Negation, which I said. I would say that more than half of questions about lines I take, I've already said why I'm taking the line. I think we jammed the hero here, which is not very likely to resolve, of course. Surgical does not hit Nexus of Fate. Nexus never goes to the graveyard. I'm not saying Surgical is bad in this matchup. I'm just saying it doesn't hit Nexus. Now Opt's looking for a land, I think. Bottom Terminus, I guess. I guess we'll bottom Terminus. The next turn we can play Jace with Remand up, potentially. We do need to get, you know, a way to win the game into play, and then get 7 lands and we win. Maybe we just hold. Opponent's missing land drops. I feel like they just have to jam soon. Have I ever tried Penny Dreadful? I haven't. I do like Caleb Gannon a lot. Caleb Gannon is one of my favorite YouTubers. Caleb Gannon collab win. Maybe when he starts streaming on Twitch. Entreat the Angels is on top. I'll miracle that, I guess. Oh, never mind, I won't. They probably need to surgical that soon. Yeah, I also wanted the split second to counter extra bait. Or the counterbalance to counter split second there. They know my hand, so it's a bit weird if they cast a spell here. Right? Mill over 2 lands and 2 charms. Well, I guess I hope they don't have 2 mystical disputes. A fetch land would be maybe a good draw. They're going to surgical Entreat the Angels in response. So let's just see if we blind flip. There's a Prairie stream on top. Surgical just doesn't matter, right? This doesn't matter, right? Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, you actually don't want to plus Jace in this spot, you know, memes aside. Once you have 7 lands in play, which we do, you just want to brainstorm until you draw your entire deck, and then you can take infinite turns, and then ultimate Jace twice, and then pass the turn. Oh, that's true, we don't have any more ones. Good point. Yeah, but now our opponent milling us is good for us, because if they... I guess if they lose the fight over the Nexus, we win the game. I guess I'll counter this, but it does kind of further our game plan. Yeah, the more lands and the more counter spells you have, you know, the more better, of course. And if you can have a Teferi Time Raveler in play, it's also really nice. They're not bouncing a Boro. Weird. Yeah, but the longer we wait, I think the better it gets for us. And as one other nice thing I should probably mention is you don't have to win the counterspell war over Nexus. You just have to make sure it doesn't get Force of Negation. Because if it gets countered and goes to the graveyard, this is a lesson I had to learn the hard way. If it gets countered and goes to the graveyard, then you know, it just shovels back in, of course. Guess I'll hold that for 4s. If you mill Nexus as part of the 10 cards or glimpse, do you pause and immediately shuffle it back? I have no idea. It sounds like a nightmare. We still have a Time Raveler in the deck that I'm hoping doesn't get milled. You mill 10, then shuffle. Well, Nexus doesn't use the stack, though, is kind of the problem. Rediscarding Tail's End. Guess these remands aren't very good either. Kind of weird that we haven't revealed the Nexus. Did I cite it out? No. Like we haven't flipped over the Nexus or drawn it yet. Kind of funny. Chalice on 2. I think I put a 2-drop on top, right? Yeah. Why discard instead of casting second counterbalance? Maybe that's better. I don't think it matters a ton. I was thinking second counterbalance pitches to Force, but we just, discarded a blue card anyways. That's probably better. You're right, I'm wrong. Alright, let me use the unwieldy Cryptic Command here. Counter draw. Well, you just ult Jace twice and then pass the turn is how you win when you take infinite turns. Where does Purge hit Ashiok? I mean, maybe we shouldn't have been playing the Purge. I am gonna, I think, Sanctuary back Charm here. It's kind of fine if they probably have another Surgical, right? Yeah, it's not a big deal. You don't think opponent can beat us discarding Nexus to hand size? It's a bit riskier. Can you look at the top card to counter and then reshuffle and peek again? Only if you have 2 counterbalances, because the counterbalance only triggers once, but that's the upside to having 2 counterbalances, because the first one triggers, you peek, and then you shuffle, and you get a second peek. What do I think is the best non-cryptic counter in Modern right now? Best non-cryptic counterspell? Force of Negation, which is probably better than cryptic. Wait, what did they surgical? They just didn't get rid of the charm. Oh yeah, Veil of Summer is literally Cryptic Command. But yeah, they asked what the best non-Cryptic Command counterspell was, and since Veil of Summer is in fact, of course, as we all know, literally cryptic. All right, should be game over. No thanks. Draw our entire deck. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take infinite turns. Although, so we got 3 cards. Maybe this is a bit awkward. Maybe I was supposed to... Yeah, if I brainstorm right now, I lose the game. It's fine. Please stop saying literally cryptic. But that's the joke. That's the joke, is it's not literally Cryptic Command. I'm making fun of other people. Please stop telling this joke. Please. I will not have a joke be told on my Twitch stream. This is so mean. I don't think it is, because my opponent is free to concede the game here, of course. Might as well get that crab off the table. Yeah, no one comes here for jokes. They just come here for deadpan, serious commentary with no inflection. Which is my strong suit. We even get to look at our opponent's deck for the next time we play against them. Maybe I should explain it to them. Maybe. I feel like it would be more time for it. I feel like if I type it out, my opponent's just still not gonna scoop, and then I'll have wasted the like minute I spent typing it out. Bit of a convoluted plan, but a plan that I've found to be very good. Yeah, now we can clip it. We even get to play the second Jace to save some clicks. Amazing. Yeah. You have to ult Jace twice here. And then that puts them to 0 cards in their library. I think you pass. Do we keep this on the draw against Luris? I think we do. I don't know. Force is so bad against Luris. I'm gonna mulligan. Am I queued for the Modern Showcase thing in 2 weeks? Nope. I'm queued for the Pro Tour in 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't think I'd fault you for keeping that hand. I think it's pretty borderline. I don't know why this would be them asking for a concession. Surely not, right? Yeah, it is a weird first thing to post in chat, but I don't know. I kind of just get the most random messages. Nothing phases me. Oh, my yield through instep, which I love, is still not working. Something like that, Turtle. Something like that. Terminus, I summon thee. 2 arms. Terminus is ignoring my summons again. I've been playing a bunch of Jeskai. When I tried Miracles, I often find I counter everything, but then can't top deck a Walker or some other card to start doing something proactive. With Jeskai, I feel like I normally do. Maybe too vague, but need a diagnosis. I mean, Miracles plays 3 Jace and 1 Entreat, and which is 4 big top decks. I guess Jeskai plays Typhoons. I think you're being too results oriented, my friend. I think you're being too results oriented. That's not really. I guess I'm not sure what to tell you beyond that. We do get to kill both shadows here, but I mean this Bomat is just kind of game over. I guess if they put Luris into their hand here instead of leaving up mana for Bomat, we can Jace bounce Bomat and kind of be in okay shape. Obviously, we could draw Terminus. But 1 mana kill 2 shadows is pretty good. They kind of made a big mistake by playing the first shadow pre-combat. Although I guess they're probably playing to like be able to sack their Bomat. Cool. Glad it could be helpful, Grey Fox. I like to think of myself as the most helpful streamer on Twitch.tv. Yeah, I didn't think that they were very likely to tap out of Bomat either. Alright, we're gonna Miracle Terminus. In their draw step, I guess. This way they have to discard the card they draw when they activate the Bomat. After we, for sure, 100% Miracle Terminus. Ah, man. Alright. Game 2. This is a good matchup, at least. Got these forces and the remands. Maybe the fourth counterbalance, maybe not. Gonna bring in the timely, the purge. Don't hate the hero. 3 Gust, 2 Gust, 2 Gust Teferi. Why 3 Tailsend? Why male models? It's my counter argument. Tailsend is the best sideboard cards against the Omnath piles. They're also really good against Oops-all spells and Mono Green Tron. Have other, yeah. We keep forgetting we have Command. But it's just the best card against Omnath, in my opinion. Counters all their threats besides Hour of Promise, also hits fetch lands. Tailsend, I think, is just a very efficient answer. That has maybe just been a little underplayed in Modern this whole time. Will not keep this one. I think I'm putting back Gust. Because I'm probably going to go turn 2 Condemn, then turn 3 Teferi. The Gust doesn't really fit super well on the curve. Why is Just Sky Wildfire the best deck? Don't think you need me to answer that one. I think we all know it is. But why male models, Spike? Why male models? Yeah, I think I agree that TikTok is just probably what Vine would have evolved into had it been allowed to live. Not that I was ever very into Vine, honestly. Good play to not attack. Let's go get my second white source. Maybe you could get on Prairie Stream instead. Don't think it matters a ton. I'll bite. If they play Scourge, it's kind of good for us. Like, one, we're like 99% to blind flip, but even if we don't, we can just go Jace bounce and then put a 1-drop on top to keep it from dying to bolts. Yeah, but we were 99% to counter with counterbalance there. There was a small chance we didn't, but wasn't too worried about it. I get that question a lot, hours, but the username Aspiring Spike is about me wanting to be a better Magic player, a better person, constantly, and so I always want to aspire to be better. It was more like 15%. I mean, I did counter it though. Excuse me. Might scam Esther into getting me some coffee. Yeah, I got this sweater from Teddy Fresh. They're a clothing company, and they're having a... I've always wanted this sweater, or a sweatshirt, whatever, but I also hate spending money on myself. But they said that they were, like, all the stuff that's going on stale, they're just never going to restock it, and so I got the very last one, I think. Although maybe they will restock. Thanks, Squirmit. I'll always be Aspiring Spike. Closer to 50%, either countered or didn't. Math checks out. Teddy Fresh is the brand, and I've always really liked their clothes, and I've always wanted one of these sweatshirts. And they've got a bunch of different designs, and it went on sale, and I got it. And it came in yesterday. Yeah, the equivalent for... I mean, you can be an aspiring Timmy or an aspiring Johnny. Alright, I'm gonna go see if I can get some coffee going. Oh, this hand's a snap keep. I'll keep my hand.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
My phone, I was just messing with my earbuds and my phone started calling someone. Simon gifted us up to Squirmit. Welcome back, Squirmit. Squirmit, who's only here for the Dark Souls content. Gets the Athena Sif emote. Squirmit, who's been starved of the Dark Souls content. Does anyone know why D&T got a sudden spike in play? Death and Texas got a ton of stuff from Zendikar. Ton of stuff. There's a modern super on the 4th and like an absolute chat. I already had scheduled that day off. That's awesome. I can't play in it. They take the Archmage's charm. Jeez, what a
Welcome,
start.
Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Hitchkins, 5 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. What other anime do I like? I like a lot. I mean, I just like good TV. I don't like, honestly, specifically like anime. Like any, like, you know. I just like good TV. I want to have the ability to try to miracle Terminus off of these ops. Could also just hit a 1-mana removal spell. Man, Monastery Swift Spirit is the best creature in Modern. So good. Jujutsu Kaisen. I think I've heard of that one. Can I tell you what I like about the Game of Thrones last season? I will not be baited. I will not be baited. Maybe we do cast the op tier. We could dig a bit deeper for timely. Or, you know, just 2 answers. Well, let's hope our opponent's on. Nothing.
Did you pour a little bit of water into the cup? Into the Keurig?
I didn't pour like the full amount because the cup's big.
Okay.
So the ratio was going to be off.
I mean, it's the same size, I think, as our other cups that are like that big. But whatever. I mean, it's just going to make your coffee stronger, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is a good TV series nowadays? I recently really liked Decadence, which is an anime. But that one was really good. Just a self-contained, like 10, 12 episode show. Probably not getting a second season because just one good plot. I've been watching The Mandalorian too. The Mandalorian's, of course, you know, great. Yeah, I just need to draw. Still have them have nothing and then draw timely. Oh yeah, the Queen's Gambit. I like the Queen's Gambit. That was good. I think, you know, maybe Magic players, you know, can get a little extra out of it. The Queen's Gambit really made me miss paper Magic. I also cried during, it's either the last episode or the one before it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's a good show. Ever seen Dirk Gently? I've seen Dirk Rough. I haven't seen Dirk Gently. I think that's the prequel. There's a Queen's Gambit bot on chess.com to just like run the strategy. Yeah, that's when. Exactly, yeah. I hadn't cried in a TV show in a long time. And Esther didn't cry. And Esther is always crying on TV shows. Alright, we get to see if we're dead next turn or not. Mystic Sanctuary does mean we're dead. Okay. It's a Beth Harmon AI? Wait, Beth Harmon's not a real person though, right? The Queen's Gambit. Gender bent Bobby Fischer. Inspired by him. That's cool. It's not a lie if you believe it. Oh, I remember. Oh, the author made Beth a girl because Fisher said women couldn't play at a high level of chess. That's awesome. It's great. We're 1-0 against humans today, but the matchup isn't very good. Our humans opponent was also like a little sus. Does making a fictional priest prove him wrong? I mean, it doesn't, but he also is wrong, you know? I don't think that you need to prove someone wrong when they make sexist comments like that. But it doesn't prove anything. You're right. There's no use trying to, of course, you know, rationally and reasonably argue with someone who's making an argument that's not based in reason. With this deck, how would I board against the Golgari Yawgmoth deck? I'm not 100% sure. What do you think about that? Bring in the Cage for sure. Some number of Gust. Probably leave in like 1 Force of Negation. Go down to like 2 or 3 Counterbalance. Some number of Gust. Maybe the first Torpor Orb, but most of their creatures don't actually have ETBs. How good is Timu's blue-red deck? Pretty good, I think. I've asked why the top-ranking chess players are all men, and I don't think a chess player explained why they are. Well, there's a lot that goes into that, I'm sure, but you know, with me being a pretty uneducated person, I think I can make a pretty reasonable guess that, you know, for a long time, women haven't been given the opportunity to play chess throughout the world that men have, and I would say that that's just not even a very good argument. And there are lots of good female chess players right now, for sure. Yeah, kind of talking about Queen's Gambit. And, you know, I think that, you know, watching Queen's Gambit, you do, you know, I think that was a really good, you know, I've had a lot of, you know, female Magic players, you know, see them talk about their experiences and how it just, like, a lot of them just don't feel all that welcome until they get to a certain level. And, you know, I think that there's definitely a lot to learn about the Magic community and what it's like for a woman playing Magic in the Queen's Gambit. You know, like that's a great point. You know, if a hobby is 90% male, you know, it's just way less likely for women to want to get into it, and you know, and that just kind of that's just kind of a cycle that repeats. And, you know, a lot of the women who do get into it have negative experiences because of their gender, which is a horrible thing, of course. I think I like the first Remand over the first Counterbalance. Croaky's, I think Croaky's, I thought that tweet was a YouTube stat, but it was also because YouTube is glitched to say like 100% male right now or something like that. I thought that that's what that was about. I may be wrong about that, but there's also no way Croaky's viewership is 100% male. It's just not true. Right? I know that was a YouTube stat, and I'm pretty sure it's because YouTube is glitched. Yeah. Yeah, I looked at mine, and mine was like 99.9% or something like that. I mean, I don't know what the...
So I'm hungry.
Okay.
I either want to go get groceries or something, but I know I don't want to get anything unhealthy like fast food.
You want to go fishing?
No, that takes too long.
I'm not very hungry. I had breakfast.
You had breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
All your beard hairs are falling.
I had breakfast, so
What did you eat?
the melts. The two of those melts.
2 of those?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lunch. Okay. I don't know what to get.
I can't tell you what you want to get. I don't know what you want from me.
Maybe I'll eat one of those burritos and then go grocery
I can
shopping.
just list off foods that exist, but
Okay,
then
fine.
yeah, there's an H there, Ghost, but no big deal. Want to ask me if I could be any luckier? I can actually, yeah. Yeah, I don't think the gender distribution of Magic really matters so much necessarily. You know, because I don't know. I feel like a lot of times when people talk about what the gender split is, it just kind of like, it feels like a lot of times it's a justification for shitty behavior. They're like, we can act this way because this is the amount of women that play Magic. And I don't necessarily think there should be, you know, I don't think, you know, I don't think it's necessarily a problem what the split is, but I just feel like people bring up, you know, the amount of women that play Magic a lot, and you know, maybe this is being, maybe I'm overgeneralizing. It just feels like I see these kind of ideas used to justify shitty behavior. Like, I can act like this because not very many women play. And maybe I'm straw manning a bit, but it's my stream. Do I think it's okay to play my Jeskai list without wildfires? I think that there's just not a lot of reason to play Jeskai over a different deck without wildfire. Like there's just like, it's just better to play this deck or like Bant or Sultai without wildfire. But if you feel like that's what your local meta is calling for, like, you definitely know your local meta better than I do. Yeah, got so lucky to top deck another Terminus. I will say that it is the greatest sin in Magic is to complain about your opponent's luck and then win anyways. And so I kind of hope that we lose. I'm helping get my girlfriend to play Magic, but she has too interest in being as competitive as I. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody wants different things out of the game. Esther's been kind of asking to learn lately. But I don't even like it. I guess I could put some paper decks together. So another Thalia in their hand. Stinks that they got to Vile in the image when I was very much hoping to be able to dispute an image. What are you holding dispute for specifically? I mean, another image. But I think that, you know, for the most part, we were wanting to interesting. Jace's 5 mana. If we draw a fetch land, we can't Terminus. Yeah, I think we've talked. I told Esther that if we were gonna teach her Arena, I'd probably just, or if I was gonna teach her Magic, we'd probably just do some Arena. I think it's better to opt before we like have to Jace unsummon Thalia. What are we holding dispute for at this point? Why are we opting now? I mean, I think it's just going to inform our decision. If we Jace first, if we go Jace bounce, we're still opting. But then we can't do anything else with our mana because of Thalia. So opt just like exactly like what we drew into. You could draw Timely, draw a lot of different things. Guess I'm just not going to respond. Because the thing is, it's just like, I definitely still can lose. And there's just nothing worse in Magic than complaining about your opponent's luck and then winning anyways. Although I guess I'm running pretty hot, opponent. Running pretty hot. It's like, what do you want me to say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I drew well against you. Please forgive me. What do you want me to do, dude? I'm happy I drew this. I'm not on your side. Let me keep this. Yeah, play checkers. Checkers has no variance. Tic-tac-toe has no variance. Connect 4 has no variance. Connect 4 is actually a really good game. I love Connect 4. I'm far too nice. Alright, Connect 4 is only okay. Maybe Connect 5 would be better. If Connect 4 is truly solved... I'm going to play this tapped. If Connect 4 is truly solved, maybe Connect 5 could be a better game. Good keep, opponent. Good keep. I'm going to keep playing these fountains tapped because our opponent could be the Jund Scourge Shadow deck. Wouldn't Connect 5 be easier? I don't know. Maybe. No. Wait, why would it be easier? I'm confused. I think I'm still saving opts for Terminus. I do think there was an argument for opting to try to find Teferi Time Raveler, but we just drew it anyways. I assume that the goal with Connect 4, it's a game about keeping the opponent from winning, like tic-tac-toe. Yeah, I guess. I guess we'll keep playing. Could our opponent be any luckier to draw a Voice of Resurgence? Well, I was trolling. I was doing it. I was subverting the genre. I was subverting the genre, guys, I swear. I guess we're just going to do that 3 turns in a row. Absurd. Could you get any luckier? It's a pretty good game, Hendrik. I'll have to check it out sometime. If my opponent paths, I guess I'm not searching. It's going well, Ghost. We just miracled the Terminus, or an Entreat, and I'm really hoping we miracle another one. Really hoping. It's Entreat the Angels. You're new to Modern and MTGO. What is Miracle? So Miracle is a mechanic that Terminus and Entreat are the 2 Miracle cards we play. Terminus usually costs 6, Entreat usually costs triple white and XX. But if you draw these cards for the first time, for the first card you draw each turn, you can play it for its Miracle cost. And Terminus costs just 1 white mana for its Miracle cost, and Entreat the Angels cost white X. And so with Mystic Sanctuary, you can fetch up Mystic Sanctuary, put it on top of your library, and then guarantee that the first card you draw is going to be your Angel, Entreat the Angels or Terminus. And then you get to play the Randy Bueller clip. Then you get to make 4 more Angels. Can't believe we got so lucky to draw Entreat again. Yeah, the idea of the mechanic was that you miracle it off the top of your deck. I need the perfect top deck to get out of this. I need to draw a Terminus. I need a miracle. Dead to Maelstrom Pulse. Ooh. I mean, dead is a strong word, but Maelstrom Pulse would be good here. I agree. We're playing against Badzan. guess I'm gonna cut the forces for a purge and 2 gusts. Probably want this guy too. Probably don't want the full 4 Terminus. Maybe 2 Terminus, and then because we just have all these spot removal spells. Seems good to me. Oh, did I say bad Zan? I meant Abzan. I meant good Zan. I meant you're very smart if you play Abzan. Abzan has been the best deck in Modern for 5 years, and just nobody's realized it. And, you know, you're very smart. You get to discard Lingering Souls to Liliana and then flash it back, and that's usually enough value to beat exactly the Jund deck, which, as we all know, is, you know, the most common deck in Modern still. You get to play Siege Rhino, which is, you know, better than Omnath because it's got that crucial 5th point of toughness to, you know, beat Omnath in combat. Good Zan. Good Zan. I've heard rumors, I've heard whispers in the night, tales that some Black-Green X players have the mental capacity to play both red and whites in their Jund deck, and they call it a Jundi. They splash the perfect 4-drop, a Johnny. Okay, it's been so long since I've seen a Johnny cast. I don't even remember what it's called. I don't even remember what a Johnny's like title is. Vengeant, a Johnny Vengeant. It's been so long since I've seen a Johnny cast. I just didn't know what it was anymore. It's crazy. Alright, I think I'm just gonna gust this right now. Can maybe play Counterbalance first. That's probably a bit better. Yeah, no deck building restrictions to playing this card, of course. Ashiok unironically great here. Has anybody ever beaten an Ashiok before? I know I haven't. Spike, why didn't you wait? Why didn't you wait to cast the Purge? Ashiok is like $10. I looked at it the other day. This is a $10 card somehow. It's actually, like, I think pretty good right now in the format. I know that I clown on it a lot, and I do think Ashiok is good against me. Oh, this is fine. I do think Ashiok is good against me. I mostly just goof because I think people over sideboard it. But I do. Ashiok is a card I would recommend bringing against Miracles. Oh, maybe it was the foil I saw. It was probably the foil. That makes me feel better that it's not actually 10. For draw a land, we get to go to Teferi, Path the Voice, and then Condemn the Goyf. Active Gamer Fitness, 3 viewers. Hope you're having a good day. Appreciate ya. Why so little graveyard hate in your sideboard? An excellent question. Graveyard hate is not good. I don't know. Like, you can beat Dredge without graveyard hate, and when that's the case, I don't think you really need graveyard hate for too many other matchups, because we have Torpor Orb and Tails End and the 1 cage for Oops-all spells. In fact, I feel like we have even too much for the Oops-all spells matchup. Oh no, I don't have a stop on my instep. I don't have a stop on my instep. Damn it. Magic's going well, gamer. It's going well. It's fine. They get a voice token, which is not unbeatable. Teferi is $12. I think I bought them for like 8. Bought them kind of recently. Remember this card was like a modern staple. I remember. Might just bounce the elemental. Seems fine. Yeah, Liliana is definitely a cool card. I wish it was, more popular. Yeah, opponent really, I do think that there are reasons to be Abzan, like Skyclave Apparition and Stoneforge Mystic are real good. Kaya is pretty good. I don't think Grimflare is very good. I guess our opponent can minus Liliana now. Just get their voice back. Bro, Lily Last Hope was a legacy staple. I think Lily's a fine card. It used to be a card you'd see a lot. Now you just don't really anymore, sadly. Yeah, I don't think she's like actively bad. Just not something I think you're very incentivized to play. All right, rest in peace, Jace. They've got a cool Pioneer deck. Ah, shots fired, dude. I bet Skyclave Apparition is nuts in Pioneer. I've been trying to find the best shell for Skyclave in Historic. And I've got it in the sideboard of some of my decks right now, but I've yet to like really find a good, like the best Skyclave Apparition deck. You'd minus Lily. Lily minus Lily. Well, we could just we can path the Skyclave Apparition and then we can attack the Liliana with the token. Liliana was good at killing small creatures. What cards could do that better? Yeah, good point. It would be cool if Liliana made a comeback. It's a card I like. I got a soft spot for it. Oh yeah, I could have also purged Lily. I think this is better though. 4/4 token's pretty big. Yeah, the ultimate is very cool. Although I will say, the flavor of the and remember the Eldritch Moon trailer where Liliana, where I'm assuming ultimated and then sent the zombies to attack Emrakul, and that always just threw me out of it. Like, how are zombies supposed to fight Emrakul? It just didn't make any sense. Liliana's really cool. Surely she's got something else in her book rather than just attack the zombies at Emrakul. Emrakul fought brains, zombies were immune, but like, how are the zombies gonna hurt Emrakul? I'm gonna mulligan the hand with double Terminus. Guess we go to 5. Go to 4. I think we're just going to draw a land. But Emrakul can fly. Emrakul can fly. I always thought the zombies were fighting the smaller Eldrazi's, not actual Emrakul. In the trailer, it was going after Emrakul. There weren't even like that many zombies on Innistrad. I guess there were a few. I will say that, I, like every other person ever, I form very strong opinions on the Magic lore without looking deep into it at all. And just regurgitating what other people say. So punished for keeping the Jace. Why keep Jace over Cryptic? On a mold of 4, I think that the Jace is better to try to, just slam Jace on mulligan. Opponent's on Double Island, Double Serum Visions, Misty Rainforest. What does that mean? I mean, if we had just kept a land here instead of Jace 2. Do you get as salty at lore as your opponents do playing Miracles? Sure. Yeah, Pants, it just doesn't work, I think. It just doesn't work. Are we playing against mono blue control? Oh, it could be taking turns, although Spell Snare is a bit weird in taking turns. It's actually cool the Chainveil and Raven Man were telling her to leave, but she stayed in the fight. That's cool. Liliana is my favorite character, but I guess... while she's my favorite character, I don't have like a great grasp on the lore, but I do think the whole, kill the demons you sold your soul to bit is cool. Is Blue Moon? I think it's just Blue Moon. The Fiery Islet's really weird in Blue Moon. Maybe not really weird. A little weird. Nahiri's really cool too. Nahiri the Harbinger is my favorite planeswalker. I just love Jeskai Nahiri to death. Just love that deck. I'll force a Cryptic for sure. I'll force this too. Alright, here's where we draw land. And here's where they don't have force. I'll scoop to a force probably. Maybe not, maybe not. Yeah, not gonna scoop. They probably have bolts, but the thing is, like, they could also have Magmatic Sinkhole, so I think it's good to brainstorm here. If we get to force a 6-drop, that would be the craziest thing ever, but there's, like, nothing that really could be. Yeah, I think we're supposed to play around Magmatic Sinkhole by brainstorming. Maybe it's better to plus. I don't know. If we plus, they just have 2 bolts. Snap bolts. Tough mold to 4. So let's get these Termini out of here. Probably want to play some number of removal spells. Thinking like 2 Path. Maybe like 2 Tails End, 2 Gust, 2 Path. You'd have kept going to see what the Wincon was. I don't know, man. I'm sure it's Ralzeric and Narset. I don't know. There is some value in just saving the time. Gust dead on snap. What in the world does that mean? Gust dead on snap. You're saying you can't gust a Snapcaster Mage? Do you not know I'm playing Painter Servant in my deck? I draw 2 here. Would love for them to counter this. They did not. So I'm going to put Charm on top to counter any 3-mana counterspell they could have, which is most of them. Then I'll play Jace, and this counters Dispute, Archmage, Charm, Force of Negation, and so it's going to be pretty tough for them to get the Jace here. Well, I think I'll just +2. Why are there no Snapcasters in this deck? Tell me. I get this question a lot, and I ask you, and in complete sincerity, what would you cut the Snapcasters for? Or what would you cut for Snapcasters? And I think Snapcaster is like at its worst in this deck with Terminus, and Snapcaster I just don't think is that powerful in this deck. But also tell me what you play instead. Where you think the Snapcaster should be. That's usually a bit more helpful. 3 is a pretty good number to leave on top. Like, I have the feeling my opponent's gonna maybe Cryptic Command end of turn. We're just gonna counter it with Counterbalance. I do disagree with the idea that Mystic Sanctuary, like, I hear that a lot, the idea that Mystic Sanctuary makes Snapcaster worse, but I really do think a lot of decks just play both. I don't really feel like the 2 cards compete that hard. They're very, very different cards, in my opinion. How do you know the order that the cards go on top? The first card you click is the first card that goes on top, and then you put the next card you click goes on top of that. Seeing Borrower, maybe we need a 3rd path. Maybe play Condemn. Maybe Condemn is better than Path. Sure thing, El Nomo Crack. I know every word except for or portacion. My Spanish is not as good as it used to be. It used to be pretty good. Don't like these cards, of course. I feel like this hand's worse than the average 6. Does Moto explain it to you, or do you just have to know which order they go in top? I guess you just have to know. I don't know. Maybe there's like some text somewhere. I'm not sure. Good question. I just don't know that I have the answer. No, they played around Tails End. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How could they do this to me? I got punished for playing the plains. I was thinking I wanted to, fetch Prairie Stream here. I think I'm still Tails Ending. My opponent plays Blood Moon. We don't really care about it, right? Yeah. Well, they fetch Basic Island because I think they've got, they probably have at least one Blood Moon in their deck post-board. I think the first one's pretty good to play, but they have diminishing returns. But I think I'll fetch 2 islands here myself, then go Charm end of turn. I hate letting these resolve, but I think we have to let that one resolve. Hopefully we don't get Tails Ended. It's a pretty good draw. I think we're supposed to pass here. It's pretty close. I'm certainly, I think, content here if my opponent just wants to 1-for-1 this Charm. I don't think that they're going to. Yeah, I didn't think so. Now I'll just play Counterbalance. Pretty nice to just have like a pretty impactful 2-mana threat to play in spots like this. Cryptic to counterbounce Sanctuary. I usually just don't agree with bouncing Sanctuary this aggressively. I think I'm going to counter using Archmage's Charm. I don't think this is going to resolve, of course. Logic Knot? Remand targeting my Charm. Okay. Could I talk about why Charm over Force? I think it's kind of straightforward. Like, if we use Force instead of Charm, that opens us up to them playing a Jace, Narset, Ralzeric. But we just can keep Force up for their big threat. Alright, there's the Sanctuary. Opponent only has 2 Mystic Sanctuaries, so they want to be safe. I don't know. I would draw a card in their spot almost for sure. It's possible there's some aspect I'm not thinking about, but probably not. I was supposed to play Flooded Strand here, I think. This is pure magic right here. I do plan on streaming tomorrow's challenge. Don't know what I'm playing. We have to jam here because if we don't, we have to discard a card. Maybe it's better to play one of the 2 Jace. Remand is so frustrating here. I know that this is just gonna get crypticed, but I think this is better than letting than going to discard. Just get the cryptic out of their hand. And if they're gonna bounce the sanctuary, I think that's fine with us. It's just not card advantage, you know? They've got something. Don't really feel like we cared that much about this. I think I care enough about it to force once. Maybe I should have gotten the 4th island. This means we're pretty likely to resolve a Jace here. How's the Tron matchup? Not good, but I feel like I win way more than I should. So we play the land so we can pay for mana leak and remand. We brainstorm here. You don't know if Blood Moon was important there. Part of the reason I like forcing is I think they think it's important, and like you see they use the Flusterstorm. I think it was worth forcing to like get a counterspell out of their hand. I'm not gonna tap out of blue. I'm just gonna draw. It's not really a fight we can win. If they cryptic this, I think we force cryptic commands. At the very least, like if they use another counterspell, that's one less counterspell they have up for Jace. Island's kind of good. I think we're supposed to brainstorm. Like, how many bolts do they even leave in? I'm gonna brainstorm again. Ooh. No mana leak, please. No mana leak, please. Damn it. Maybe that was too greedy. I don't know. I think it's fine. If it works, it was not too greedy. If it doesn't work, it was too greedy. So I guess it was too greedy. Never mind, it was good. Because we're just gonna draw it again. I think at this point in the game, just remand to deny my opponent of a draw is worth a card. They drew a bolt. They got one card left. That was their top deck. This is our 4th Jace. Yeah, it shuffles for Jace Brainstorm. That is pretty cool. I think I want to leave a... No, let's leave a 1 on top. Yeah. Maybe... No, we just counterbolt with Cryptic. You need Jace Ultimate. We've already ultimated Jace today, but with Nexus of Fate in your deck, you don't go for the ultimate. You just brainstorm because a Nexus of Fate in your deck is an infinite turn combo if you deck yourself. So we're gonna play to that, which is super duper nice to have access to in matchups like this. I want to have a 3 on top for counterbalance when I go for this. Cool. Yeah, just so nice to not worry about decking yourself in spots like this. Super, super nice. Is our opponent playing with win conditions? I don't know. Maybe. Is this game 2 or 3? I think this is game 2. We lost game 1. Oh, that was game 3. Okay, so we 4-1'd both leagues so far today. What time is it? Ooh, full art counterspell. That's cool. Full art.